Good day everyone, and I hope you are all doing great. I am Paul Eranio Ladrillo and welcome to another edition of NEU Spotlight. Kamusta? Nawa ay nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan. Sa episode na ito ay muli natin babalikan ang mga naging kaganapan sa ating universidad noong nakaraang Pebrero 2022. At syempre, kasama pa rin ang mga special feature na inihanda ng Hudyat, ang official student publication ng NEU University. Para sa events on Spotlight, NEU College of Law naglunsad ng isang student scholarship program para sa mga mag-aaral. Para naman sa top notch, isang graduate ng College of Respiratory Therapy, top 5 sa isinagawang 2022 Respiratory Therapist Licensure Examination. Tatlong mag-aaral mula sa NEU College of Agriculture, binigyang parangal ng Department of Agriculture, CALABARZON. 7 estudyante naman mula sa College of Medical Technology, pasado sa isinagawang January 2022 Medical Technologist Licensure Examination. Para sa College Insight, ipapakilala sa atin ngayon ang isa sa mga courses na ino-offer ng NEU College of Engineering and Architecture, ang Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering. Para sa panoorin at NEU, panoorin natin ang pelikulang The Blind Side. Para sa off-campus, bisitahin natin ang General Santos City. At panghuli naman sa ACE, tuklasin natin ang mundo ng volleyball. Para sa events on Spotlight, NEU College of Law naglunsad ng isang student scholarship program para sa mga mag-aaral. Ang mga balita ay ihahatid ni Maurice Ann Franco.
The NEU University College of Law launches a student scholarship program. In the first semester of the academic year 2021-2022, the NEU Law Student Scholarship Program will begin.
For law students who desire to pursue a career as a lawyer in the future, this program has numerous advantages for them.
Mr. Joshua Nathaniel Paulino, a fourth-year law student, emphasizes the relevance of the advantages, notably now that the pandemic is in full swing.
The NEU University College of Law launched its student scholarship program, providing full scholarship for those students who had been able to graduate with Latin honors upon finishing their college degrees. So this scholarship program would provide book allowances as well as monthly cash allowances to those students, which would definitely help each and every one of them, especially during these times of the pandemic.
Every academic year, the NEU Law Student Scholarship will be automatically renewed if the student scholar meets or maintains the following:
A minimum grade point average of 1.75 in all full-time subjects, a minimum grade point average of 2.25 in all full-time subjects, and no violations of the NEU Student Code of Discipline.
Outstanding students who have earned top Latin honor distinctions receive a full scholarship, 100%, as well as monthly cash and book allowances.
Such as summa cum laude, 10,000 book allowance per semester, plus 3,000 monthly cash allowance. Magna cum laude, 10,000 book allowance per semester, plus 2,500 monthly cash allowance. And cum laude, 10,000 book allowance per semester, plus 2,000 monthly cash allowance.
By giving existing students with the required financial assistance and means for their academic endeavors, this monthly cash and book allowances will help them focus more on their studies as well as encourage more deserving law students to strive for academic greatness.
The scholarship program is beneficial to us law students because additional book allowances and additional monetary allowances would actually help with the expenses of the students, especially since most of us are working.
Apart from that, he notes how the College of Law Scholarship Program is a huge help in terms of purchasing review materials, especially now that there are restrictions due to the COVID-19.
Extra book allowances and extra cash allowances would also help us be able to access the books that we need for class more. especially since during the pandemic, none of us have had access to the library where most of the reference material could be found. So that's a very, very good thing that the College of Law decided to launch this scholarship program.
Despite the pandemic, the college's legal academic field activities have been accomplished and fulfilled.
More activities are planned by the NEU College of Law with the hopes of reviving or energizing those in the legal profession as well as those who want to build a career in law.
For further information and to register, just visit the College of Law's website, www.neu.edu.ph/law. This is Maurice Anfranco for NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Maurice. Para naman sa top-notch, isang graduate ng NEU College of Respiratory Therapy, top 5 sa isinagawang 2022 Respiratory Therapist Licensure Examination. Alamin ang kanya naging karanasan sa balita ni Jenna May Antonio.
Isa sa mga nagtapos sa New University o NEU ng Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy ay nasungkit ang top 5 ng 2022 Respiratory Therapist Licensure Examination. Ito ang inihayag sa website ng Professional Regulation Commission o PRC noong Martes, 8 ng Pebrero sa taong kasalukuyan. Matapos ng 2 working days pagkaraan ng pagsusulit nitong ika-3 at ika-4 ng Pebrero sa taong kasalukuyan sa mga testing centers sa Maynila, Baguio, Cebu, Davao, Pampanga at Zamboanga, inihayag agad ng PRC ang resulta kung saan 48.87% o 194 sa 397 na mga examinees ang pumasa sa nasabing propesyon. Kaugnay nito, kabilang ang mga mag-aaral mula sa NEU College of Respiratory Therapy na pumasa sa nasabing pagsusulit. Ang mga bagong registered respiratory therapists in the Philippines ay sina Azmir A. Hussein at Denise P. Hayag na mga first-time takers sa nasabing pagsusulit. Ibinahagi ni Azmir Asar Hussein ang kanyang naramdaman nang mabalitaan niya na nasungkit niya ang top 5 na may rating na 85.75% sa ginanap na pagsusulit.
I'm still overwhelmed from the result of respiratory licensure examination, and it feels like a brought pride to my college department and especially to my school.
Ayon kay Hussein, hindi ganoon kadali ang pagsusulit gaya ng mga sinasabi ng tao at ng ibang mga estudyante.
The time management skill and strategies during the exam was hard for me to deal with because it was my first time to take a licensure examination.
Nagpaabot rin siya ng mensahe sa mga susunod na examinees.
Well, my message for the young aspirant is always put God first before anything else. Work hard. Stay humble and set big goals. And on top of that, always equip yourself while on process for your future success.
Ako po si Jenna May Antonio para sa NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Jenna May. Tatlong mag-aaral naman mula sa NEU College of Agriculture, binigyang parangal ng Department of Agriculture, CALABARZON. Alamin ang mga naging detalye sa balita ni Angel May Soliman.
Isa ang industriya ng agrikultura sa pangunahing ikinabubuhay at pinagkukunan ng pagkain ng maraming Pilipino. Kaya naman, ganun na lamang ang patuloy na paglulunsad ng mga programa na may kinalaman dito. Kamakailan lang ay isinagawa ang programa ng Department of Agriculture CALABARZON na second batch of the Youth Farmers Challenge Fund, Kabataang Agribiz Competitive Grant Assistant Program Provincial Level, kung saan nakapanayam namin ng ilan sa mga mag-aaral na mapalad na nakatanggap ng parangal sa nasabing kompetisyon na sina Glesha Crestarafon, Joan Marilerog at Jodelyn Torres, 4th-year student sa Kursong BS Agriculture sa New Era University Rizal Branch. Ibinahagi nila ang layunin ng pakikilahok sa nasabing kompetisyon.
Marami pong mga program ang Department of Agriculture. And one of the program is yung Kabataang Agribiz Competitive Grant Assistance Program. Basically, ito po yung Isa po siyang competition para sa mga kabataan na katulad po namin na gustong mag-engage sa farming o yung sa livestock o yung pag-aalaga po ng ating farm animals. Ganun din po yung agri-innovation, farming, or any other related agricultural activities.
Marami ring isinaalang-alang bago mabuo ang kanilang business model canvas na kinakitaan ng potensyal patungkol sa agrikultura.
Because po sa outbreak ng African swine fever sa Pilipinas, marami pong hog raiser, small hog raiser ang nalugi at nagresulta po ito ng pagbaba ng hog meat supply sa ating market at tumaas ang presyo nito. Naging idea po namin yun yung paggamit ng asola para po sa bilang feed ingredients po doon sa pagpapakain ng mga.
Bago pa man ang kompetisyon ay lubos na nila itong pinaghandaan.
Isa po sa mga ginawa naming paghahanda ay yung uma-attend po kami ng mga online trainings upang mag-guide po kami kung paano yung tamang paggawa ng BMC.
Sa pag-abot sa inaasam na tagumpay at parangal, hindi maiiwasan na makasagupan ng mga pagkakamali at suliranin. Ngunit sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang paraan ay nalalampasan rin.
Struggles is real talaga eh. Kasi sa totoo lang po, nung ginagawa namin yan, nung mga time na yan, medyo mahigpit. Gumagamit kami ng online platform po para magkaroon kami ng conversation. Sa tulong at awa ng Panginoong Diyos, ginabayan niya talaga kami.
Di mapigilan ang saya at tuwa nang nalaman nilang sila ay isa sa mga awardee ng nasabing kompetisyon.
Hindi namin expect, halos nga ako sumisigaw na ako nun sa sobrang tuwa.
Super blessed and super mega duper happy po nung oras na yon, nung araw na yon, dahil hindi lang po nagsaselebrate ako nung aking kaarawan, kundi nalaman namin na kami ay napili. Ito ay nagbunga lahat po ng aming mga pagod, pagpupuyat at pagpapanata po. At higit po sa lahat, nagbigay din po kami ng karangalan sa ating school, ang New Era University.
Nagbigay rin sila ng mensahe sa mga kabataang tulad nila na sumali rin sa mga ganitong uri ng kompetisyon.
Sana wag silang matakot na sumali, lumahok. Katulad namin, hindi kami nag-stop na tara, sali pa rin tayo. Wala namang mawawala. Kung hindi kami manalo, okay lang. At least, tinry namin.
Tunay ngang ang agrikultura ang matatawag na backbone ng ating ekonomiya at isa sa pinakamahalagang sektor sa Pilipinas. Kaya't mga kabataan, patuloy nating linangin at palawakin ang ating kaalaman na may kinalaman sa agrikultura para sa mas lalo pang ikauunlad nito sa Pilipinas. Ako po, si Angel May Soliman para sa Top Notch ng NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Angel. 7 estudyante naman mula sa College of Medical Technology, pasado sa isinagawang January 2022 Medical Technologist Licensure Examination. Ang mga balita ay ihahatid naman sa atin ni James Casilva.
7 board takers from the New Era University successfully passed the January 2022 Medical Technologist Licensure Examination. One of them was Mr. Eddie Greg Andrada, who shared his journey during his preparation and the challenges he encountered in the pursuit of becoming a licensed medical technologist.
I enrolled into a review center, but then when the date got close, I was supposed to take the boards back in November of last year, but because of COVID, they moved it, and then I was doing med school at the same time, so I kind of had to stop studying for the board exams. And then there were days where I wouldn't know what to do. I would feel kind of depressed. But in those times, especially when I felt my lowest, I would just have a little prayer. I would tell God all my problems and ask Him to bless me with the solutions.
In spite of different trials and tribulations, reviewing the lessons, remaining steadfast, and conducting devotional prayers are the things Mr. Andrade did.
Before the board exams, a week before the board exams, I started going through my notes again, my review notes, and prayers, man. Prayers talaga. And in all honesty, I really feel like that was the biggest help. Even habang exam ako, if I didn't know the questions or I didn't understand or I had no idea what to do, I would in the middle of the exam, I would stop and then say a short prayer and God bless me with the resources, with the funds, with everything. He If like I was stressing out about exams, but I was trying to do something else at the same time, like I would pray, and then like I would have somehow there would be enough time to do everything.
Moreover, he added that we must assess the problems we face, not to rush things, and continue to trust in what our Lord God can do.
When I was really overwhelmed, what I would do is like I would take a step back, take a breather, say a quick prayer, and then try to assess the whole situation as a whole, and then look at my resources that I have at the moment and what I can do right now in the moment. Like for me, I have, and just trust in God that everything will work out.
In the interview, he also mentioned the importance of having a support system.
Even though I felt like I wanted to quit, I wanted to give up, pursue my goals and dreams. Honestly, like if I didn't have a support system, like I mean, I couldn't do anything. Especially ngayon, like with the pandemic and everything. So aside from God, like man, if I didn't have my support system, I probably wouldn't have passed. Like they really gave me the confidence I need. They gave me the comfort I need, the validation I needed.
And finally, he also shared a word for the aspiring medical technologist.
For the future medtechs, I know everything may seem daunting, but don't give up. Stay strong, no matter how hard things get, and just pray.
The 7 newly licensed medical technologists from the New Era University were Mr. Tristan Jed Alagano, Miss Brittany Bell Ballesteros, Miss Eliza Cabrera, Mr. Ace Gerald Caracho, Mr. Randall Mahanlud, Miss Iana Christine Mendoza, and Mr. Eddie Greg Andrada. I am James Harder Casibua, and this is Top Notch of the NEU Spotlight.
Para sa College Insight, ipapakilala sa atin ngayon ang isa sa mga courses na ino-offer ng NEU College of Engineering and Architecture, ang Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering. Ito ay ibabahagi ni Cheska Camille Patrick.
Maaaring nakakita na kayo ng nagagandahang mga gusali na napapalamutian ng mga kamanghamanghang mga ilaw, malalaking telebisyon at katangi-tanging mga disenyo. Maaaring tayo'y araw-araw na gumagamit ng mga telecommunication devices at ng internet connection, at napapaisip din kung paano kaya ito nagiging posible na kahit nasa malayong bansa ang ating mga mahal sa buhay, ay naaabot natin sila with just a tap on our screens. Ang mga inhinyero sa panahong ito ay tunay na kinakailangan upang mapaunlad ang mga infrastructures and technological advancements sa isang bansa. At isa ang New Era University sa mga nagpapatuloy na nagproduce ng mga engineers sa ating bansa. It was on 1978 when the Institute of Engineering and Technology became a collegiate department. Now known as the College of Engineering and Architecture or CEA, it currently houses 7 programs at isa rito ang Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering or BSECE. The BSECE curriculum supports various tracks, including communications, microelectronics, and biomedical engineering, with addition of artificial intelligence and scientific computing. While some are confused on what's the difference of electrical engineering and electronics engineering.
Ang naging definition pagdating kay electrical is that we are referring to a high amount of current, high voltage ang pinag-uusapan. Pero pagka ang flow ng current or electrons ay doon sa mga semiconductor devices, maliliit na amount ng current, electronics yan. Lalo na pag pumasok na yung tinatawag na integrated circuits o yung maliliit na mga pyesa, yung mga ICs kung tawagin. Yan, talagang purely electronics yan. Ang malinaw na pagkakaiba ng EE at ECE, yung voltage rating wherein they're going to work with. Lahat ng 50 volts pababa ay kay electronics engineer. At yung pataas kay electrical engineering na.
Electronics engineers contribute to our society in many ways, especially in telecommunications.
Naman dun sa contribution ng ECE sa community, no? Actually, marami, no? Unang-una na lang sa communication. Kasi kung wala ang ECE, wala ang communication. Yan kasi ang unique na scope of specialization na hindi natin makikita kahit saang discipline ng engineering. Digital communication, kung saan halos pagdating sa communication, nandoon na tayo eh. Ngayon eh. Yung mga microwave, yung mga broadcast station, even cellular networks, lahat yan gumagamit na ngayon ng digital communication.
We also asked some of ECE students what inspired them to take on this bachelor's degree.
Kaya po ako nag-take ng BS ECE ay una po dahil nakita po natin yung pangangailangan po ng iglesia sa mga kabagong teknolohiya po. Katulad nga po ngayon, pinapakinabangan po natin ito at naabot po tayo ng pamamahala sa kahit nasan po tayo sa mundo. Kaya tayo po ay nag-take ng BS ECE at mula po pagkabata kasi ay na-curious na po ako kung paano po ba gumagana yung mga smartphone, yung internet, ayan. Kaya nag-take po tayo ng ECE. So, wala po sa curiosity po natin at ngayon po ay hopefully po magamit po natin upang mapakinabangan po tayo sa loob po ng Iglesia ni Cristo.
The Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering or BSEC in New Era University continues to develop its students into becoming a competent engineer for our ever-changing and adapting country. And to further aid the learning of our engineering students, there are organizations in the college helping students further improve their skill sets.
Ang ACES or Association of Electronics Engineering Students is an organization at New Era University whose objective is to cultivate cooperation and camaraderie among electronics engineering students. Yung organization also cultivate alumni and industry linkage as partners to enhance research and development programs. Yung ACES ay under sa ISEP or Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, which is an accredited professional organization recognized by Professional Regulation Commission. Yung ACES matagal na yan. So, late 80s, meron ng organization yan sa New Era University pa noon.
They have been creating programs and review sessions that discuss topics that could help the students cope with their studies. Several activities in the past were also held in order to further develop the abilities of the students.
There are many ways an ECE student can benefit from ACES, some of which are ECE students get the sense of belonging. Siyempre, pagka first year ka, you feel not so alone. Meron kang group of the same minds. They get to bond and interact with students from first year to fifth year. Meron din mga activities that they can participate into like quiz bees, team building, seminars, sports tournament, meron yan. Meron din mga review sessions that they can attend to catch up with difficult topics sa mga subjects nila.
Recently, the officers of the ACES Club conducted a meeting as led by their advisor, Ma'am Jocelyn Pangilinan, and ACES Club President, Mr. Richter Baroga, to plan for future activities that could benefit the electronics engineering students, even though we are still in the online mode of learning. And that is all for our College Insight, featuring Bachelor of Science in Electronics Engineering. I'm Cheska Camille Fadricala for NEU Spotlight.
Para naman sa panoorin at NEU, alamin at pag-usapan natin ang 2009 movie na The Blind Side. Ito ay ibabahagi ni Arian Tudlawan.
Hello everyone! At this moment, I am excited to share a movie review of an American film which is truly inspirational. The simplicity of this film and its heartfelt impact to the viewers are remarkable because it is based on a true story. This film is entitled The Blind Side. The movie was premiered on November 20, 2009 and was directed by John Lee Hancock. It is about the real-life story of an African-American young man named Michael Orr. Michael, or Big Mike, is a 17-year-old homeless who has often been drifted in and out of his school. Until one day, a husband and wife named Leanne Tuhi and Shan Tuhi found Michael on the road while they're on their way home. Upon seeing him, they decided to take Michael home, knowing the fact that he does not have any place to go to. Because of Michael's condition in which he had a little formal education, he thinks that he lacks skills and abilities to learn in school, thus becomes unmotivated. However, through the help, love, and guidance of Anne and the whole family, Michael learns to discover his potential in many different ways. Because of the love and care that he receives from his new family, Michael strives and becomes motivated to maximize his skills until one day, he becomes someone he never expected he would be in his school. I love the way how Big Mike explores his strengths and receives great opportunities to succeed despite the challenges that he went through, most especially from the past. The scenes in the film are very heartwarming since the movie shows how Anne expresses her love and support for Michael even though they are not biologically related. This movie is highly recommended because it teaches so many inspiring and valuable lessons such as embracing and helping other people to reach their dreams, and as long as people live, there is always an opportunity that awaits for us, especially when we do not give up. And having a kind heart and helping hands can make a huge difference to someone's life and makes their life become more meaningful as they once dreamed to be. Now I invite everyone to check out this film and learn so many inspiring lessons. This is Arian Pidlawan for NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Arian. Para naman sa off-campus, bisitahin natin ang General Santos City. Sasamahan tayo ni Florife Bukarin.
Magandang Jensen! Maayong pagkabot sa General Santos City. Ang syudad na ito ay isang highly urbanized city na kabilang sa Region 12 na mas kilala ngayong Sok Sargent na may kahulugang South Cotabato, Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Sarangani at General Santos City, South Cotabato na may sukat na 492.86 square kilometer. Ang General Santos City, South Cotabato ay isang dating tinatawag na Dajangas na kalaunan ay pinalitan ng pangalan na hango kay General Paulino Santos, isang magiting na sundalo noong panahon ng pamahalaang Commonwealth. Ito naman ang plaza dito sa Jensen at katabi nito ang Oval. Dito kadalasang nagbabonding ang magpapamilya at swak din itong puntahan ng mga magkakaibigan dahil maaari mong ma-enjoy ang magandang scenery at preskong hangin ng libre. Ang next stop ay sa Fishport ng Jensen. Alam niyo ba na kilala ang Jensen na masagana sa isda? At maraming tuna ang nahuhuli rito, kaya naman ito ay tinatawag na Tuna Capital of the Philippines dahil dito binabagsak ang mga malalaking tuna na dinadala naman sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas at in-export sa ibang bansa. But wait! There's more! Marami ding mga magagandang tanawin dito, katulad ng highlands overlooking views kung saan tanaw na tanaw mo ang magandang kapaligiran at ma-enjoy mo rin ang simoy ng hangin. At syempre, dahil malapit lang ito sa dagat, mas ma-enjoy ng buong pamilya ang mag-unwind sa seaside. And speaking of dagat, meron ding mangrove sanctuary rito. Tara, samahan niyo ako! Alam niyo ba na according to National Ocean Service, nakakatulong ang mga mangrove forest para ma-stabilize ang coastline at mabawasan ang tinatawag na erosion na dulot ng mga storm surge at ng pag-alon, pag-agos, at pagtaas ng tubig. Ang mga ugat ng mangrove tree ay nagsisilbi ding tahanan ng mga isda at iba pang organism. At nandito na tayo sa Mangrove Sanctuary na matatagpuan sa Barangay Bula. Mula sa sentro ng Jensen ay babiyahe tayo papunta dito sa Mangrove Sanctuary ng 5 to 10 minutes. Dito sa Mangrove Sanctuary, bukod sa sariwa ang hangin at maganda ang mag-relax, meron ding activities dito katulad na lamang ng do clean up, collect propagules, do bagging of propagules, at plant mangroves. O diba? Bukod sa na-enjoy natin ang ambience nito, nakakatulong pa tayo sa ating kalikasan. At sana ay nag-enjoy kayo sa ating pamamasyal ngayon at sana ay marami kayong nalaman ng mga bagong kalaman. Ako po si Furfy Jem Bucario para sa NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Floripe. At panghuli sa ACE, tuklasin natin ang mundo ng volleyball na ihahatid sa atin ni Trisha Allen Ramirez.
Serve, set, score! Isa sa mga kinagigiliwan ng mga tao sa volleyball ay hindi na kinakailangan ng professional skills para lamang makapaglaro. Sa simpleng pagsalo at pagpalo ng bola, nakakapagbunga na ito ng libangan sa mga kalahok.
Maraming benepisyo ang dulot ng volleyball. Isa na rito ang physical fitness. Bukod sa muscles, hinahasa nito ang ating cardio, breathing capacity, at maging ang sense of balance. Sa paglipas ng ilang panahon, tumataas din ang ating endurance level.
Alam niyo ba na nakapagdudulot din ito ng positibong epekto sa ating mental health?
Sa paglalaro kasama ang buong pangkat, nalalasap natin ang konsepto ng teamwork. Nagkakaroon ng koordinasyon dahil may isang layunin ang bawat isa, ang tumataginting na victory! Kwento ni Sammy Ridwal, school varsity ng NEU Hunters, nagsimula siyang maglaro ng volleyball noong siya ay nasa ikalimang baitang pa lamang.
Actually, ano lang, ang experience ko lang that time is, nahatak lang ako ng kaibigan ko. Kasi sabi niya sa akin na, mataas ka naman tumalon, try mo maglaro, ganyan. Hanggang sa nagustuhan ko kasi nga sa team sports. Sa volleyball kasi, andun yung happiness kapag nakakapuntos yung isang tao, mag-celebrate lahat ng Kumbaga, merong support system na nakaalalay sa'yo. Whenever makakapuntos ka man or magkakaroon ka ng error, still mararamdaman mo sa volleyball na yung ka-team mo is nandyan sa likod. Yun yung parang nakapag-influence pa sa akin na ituloy-tuloy pa yung pagbabalibol ko.
Ibinahagi pa ni Sammy ang ilan sa mga routine na ginagawa niya bago sumabak sa isang volleyball tournament.
Hindi pwedeng hindi handa yung sarili ko. Every training, siyempre, kinokondisyon nila kami. Kinokondisyon nila yung mga katawan namin, nag-workout kami. Siyempre, hindi kami pwedeng maglaro na medyo distracted kami kasi masisira yung laro namin. Siyempre, hindi pwedeng i-compromise yung health. Kumakain kami ng mga masusustansya.
Sa kabila ng masinsinang preparasyon sa paglalaro ng volleyball, hindi pa rin matutumbasan ang kasiyahang natatamo ng buong pangkat sa tuwing napagtatagumpayan ng laban.
Yung simpleng pananalangin of celebration na namin yun actually. Kahit manalo or matalo, still, yung walang na-injury sa amin, yung masaya kami, na-enjoy namin yung game, yun na yung parang namin reward namin. As a school varsity, one of goal namin is yung mabigyan ng karangalan yung school pa natin.
Ngayon naman, ating tunghayan ang ilan sa mga techniques na ginagamit ni Sammy sa paglalaro ng volleyball.
So now, I am going to teach you the three main skills na ginagamit sa volleyball: the setting, the passing, and the service. So for the first lesson natin na ipapakita ko sa inyo is the passing. For the first thing to do, kailangan maayos yung posisyon nyo. Make sure na nakaabante yung isa nyong paa kung saan kayo comfortable. Next one is yung posture ninyo. Pag posture ninyo, make sure na nakabend kayo ng konti. Then, put your arms in front of you. Then, kailangan naka-close. Iangatid nyo lang yung bola into the direction na gusto ninyo. So, like this. Like that. Next skills na ituturo ko sa inyo ay setting skill. Bago ko ituro sa inyo is make sure na kung saan kayo masanay mag-set. Kasi ang setting can be underhand or overhead. Pag magtutos kayo or mag-overhead kayo, make sure lang na yung kamay nyo ay parang naka-form ng diamond. So naka-diamond siyang ganyan. Bago nyo siya kukunin yung bola. So ganito yung example natin. Ganun lang. So that's setting. So for the last skill na ituturo ko sa inyo, ito yung service or yung pag-service ng bola from your court into your opponent's court. Kapag underhand, ang gagawin nyo lang is i-release nyo yung bola, i-hit nyo yung bola using your pinang-sway na hand, then yun lang. Ang gagawin nyo, kailangan lang makapasok yung bola doon naman sa kabilang court. Release yung bola, pagka-release, ito naman yung overhead service.
Kahit ano pang edad at kulay ng ating balat, basta sports ang usapan, hindi mawawala ang volleyball. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Halina at subukan na rin maglaro ng volleyball. Ako po si Trisha Ramirez para sa NEU Spotlight.
Maraming salamat, Trisha. At diyan nagtatapos ang mga balita at special feature noong nakaraang buwan ng Pebrero. Nawa ay na-enjoy ninyo ang panonood ng episode na ito. Maraming salamat rin sa patuloy na pagtangkilik sa aming mga programa. Kaya upang wala kayong ma-miss out sa mga programa na ilulunsad pa ng hudyat, make sure na naka-like, naka-subscribe, and hit that notification bell para lagi kayong notified. Muli, ako si Paul Eranio Ladrillo and this is NEU Spotlight.